Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Derps and Dank Places. I'm your host, the all-powerful three-eyed pigeon, and these are the Derps. Say hi, Derps.
Hello.
No. Hello.
Some of you may die, and it'll be a sacrifice I'm willing to make. But anyway, let's go down the list. From the person I am least willing to kill, Belgar, tell us about yourself.
Oh, that's a relief, I guess. I am Belgar, the Dragonborn cleric of the group, trying to keep these other derps alive from whatever shenanigans they get into. They got mad at me for shenanigans last week, and then they caused their own shenanigans afterwards. But here we are, getting away from the shenanigans.
Next up in that list, Entropia. Tell us about yourself.
Hello, I am Entropia. I am the token human rogue assassin of the group. And let's see, Belga and I nearly died last week. It's fine, we got better. And now we're running away from the cops. You know, typical day. That's what I got.
Next up, Jocasta.
I am mentally assuming that you're doing this in the order of how willing you are to kill us, and I will take second to last place here. Or second place, whatever it is. Anyways, I'm Jocasta. I don't make much sense, but it's fine. You don't have to understand anyways, because I understand all. As the smartest person in any room. And I'm an elf. And a wizard.
Last and certainly not least on the list, Nassim.
Honey, you do know that you have to live with me if you kill me.
Yes, but Nassim has died most out of all the characters, so if anyone is to die, it would be her.
Yes, but you phrased it as the one you're most willing to kill. But anywho, before we go down this train, hello, I am Nassim. I am an Air Genasi Tempest Cleric, and Way of the Four Elements Monk, and fuck the police!
Coming straight from the underground. But, anyway, with that being said, let us pick up where we left off last week. So, rushing boxes, cobblestone streets, the sounds of guards screaming behind you. Belgar shoulder checks over a box as all four of you begin to run through the streets. You hear the distant cries of, "They're over there! Come on! Get them!" You all eventually, get to a point where you kind of, climb up to a point. Nassim just flies up there, Jocasta just teleports up. Entropia, you parkour up doing wall kicks up it, and Belgar, you just kind of stand there awkwardly for a second before you do a little hop before Nassim comes back, grabs you and pulls you up.
That seems about right.
As you begin running on the roof, you see the guards open fire! And you hear gunshots going off as you're everyone starts ducking and dodging as you all begin to run away. Belgar, you just hold up your shield and continue to run. Nassim, you catch one of the bolts and throw it back at the guards. Ah, my shoulder! Jocasta, if I may be so bold, do you happen to have do you have Mind Spike currently in your list?
Dear Lord. Sorry, my iPad froze. I think so. Let me double check. I usually have that one.
Do you have anything that's good at AoE disruptions?
Yeah, which is not Mind Spike.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of...
Wait, hold on. This is such an overreaction, but I haven't had a chance to use this spell yet. Can I use Darkstar?
The what?
The what?
Oh my god. Okay, I need to look up I need to look up this, because if this is what I'm thinking of is, dear God.
Just obliterate some guards. Because it's 8d10 force damage.
Christ.
Do you want to try to make this non-lethal?
Yes.
You hit the ground around him, maybe.
Actually, no, I have an idea. So, as you're running, you eventually, like, everyone, like, begins running past as the guards are quickly beginning to pick up speed. You stop at the back side of the bathhouse, Joe, and then you just slowly raise your arms, pulling out a shard of onyx with your staff. You slightly slice your thumb, letting the blood run down your staff. As you slam it into the ground, at the point of your staff, there's this kind of dark purplish radiance that slowly begins to glow out as all the guards just kind of like stop and are just looking at what you're doing. You give a cheeky wink as all of a sudden this slight point of dark radiance basically explodes in a 40-foot circle around the back of the bathhouse, taking out a good section of piping, and a torrent of water basically flows in and begins and just flushes the guards away in a makeshift tidal wave.
Yay.
I'm willing to dump a spell
This
slot
is
to control water to make it worse.
They all
To
get
basically, like,
flushed to the
direct
ocean.
flow away from us.
This was definitely an appropriate reaction.
You
my part.
see a guy wearing nothing but a bath towel just sitting, like, he's looking out of the hole that you just blew in it, like he was about to get into a bath that was there, but it's no longer there.
Okay? But to make that funnier, there's another man sitting in a bathtub that's half off the thing. It's like,
No! Crashes, lands on the ground.
Sucks for those guys.
You guys eventually run back to the Perfect Pearl, get through the door, and close it. Panting, heavy breathing. But you think you're safe.
I don't like that you said thing. Now, are we in our rooms or just in the building?
You are just in the building.
Can I do a look around, make sure there aren't any more guards in this establishment currently?
Alright, so as you get into the Perfect Pearl, you just see there's like the late night patronage is here, so the affluent and rich people who can stay up as late as they want. And as you're just like, you just come in and slam the doors behind you, as everyone in the bar, as everyone in the Pearl just slowly looks up from what they're doing and looks at you. Anyone who wish can make me either a performance or deception check.
Hold on, I got this. A large water pipe burst at the bathhouse. I would be careful.
Alright.
Deception.
Alright, roll me a
Deception.
deception.
I like it.
I am good at these because I got reliable talent in deception. Thank goodness, because that is still a 22.
Goodness.
As they all just look and stare for a second, they immediately go back to what they're doing.
Poor people problems.
Uh-huh.
As you stand there, one of the servants comes up and he's just like, "Ah, good to see you have returned. Is there anything we can get for you?" Oh, they're saying this specifically to Jocasta.
Vodka, always.
As you say this, they already have a silver tray coming around, lifting it up, showing an open bottle of vodka.
You guys
with
are
a
so good.
with a glass, but you see them like looking. They see you look, and then they just slowly take the glass away.
Yep, that's. You guys are so good at this.
We try to impress, ma'am.
Done. Anyone else? Oh, can I have a muffin?
Ah, yes, ma'am. We will send up a freshly baked muffin.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna bed. Bye, guys.
A vodka and a muffin.
Same food group.
No, they're not.
They're both made from grain.
No, vodka's made out of potatoes. Anyway, I imagine you literally have this conversation as you're like, as Jocasta's going up the stairs.
She just looks over at the. Could you send us all up, like some sort of chamomile or something?
Tea? Yes, of course.
Yeah, that would work.
Thank you, Dobbins.
Can I stick my head back down the stairs and just go, alcohol works as a sedative if you drink enough of it?
The lady is right.
Please don't say that.
The lady is a strong word for me.
On that note, spike mine with gin.
Of course, ma'am.
Trophy's just shaking her head, but
What? I'm cutting it. I'm not drinking it straight like muffin pants there.
Nassim, as you're just standing there, you suddenly have a weird moment of introspection where it's like, wait, was gin named after my people, and the fact that we put it in the bottle is why we called that? Or did we call gin gin because it's a spirit like my people? Yeah.
No existential crisis.
But which came first, my people or the concept of gin?
Or the concept of trapping spirits in containers.
But you all eventually head up to your respective rooms unless you wish to congregate and discuss anything before then.
Can we just confirm that the cops have not tracked us to the Pearl?
Not long after you're about to go up to your rooms, you actually see one of the guards, like, come in, and he's just like, Philip! Halt! And up! And you actually see the, butler come up, and you just see this slight magical aura just come across his hand as the guard's just like, sorry for the intrusion. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. And they turn around and walk away as the maitre d' just slowly bows and smiles.
and Trevor just kind of gives a nod.
He turns back and he has this... You notice he has a slightly too big smile as he looks back at you. And he gives this cheeky little wink.
Gotta love a good modify memory.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We should have done that when we first got.
Does anyone have that spell?
No.
Then
We should get that. We should make Joe or Kriv get that.
So who are we congregating? Are we being antisocial?
That's
in our
a good
rooms?
question. That's why I asked.
And
Well,
Tropius
Joe
is
is
right
all- Joe has decided to muffin herself to sleep with vodka. I don't know.
Good, whatever that was.
I mean, you could all invade her room again like you did last night.
Do we want to invade Joe's room until bedtime?
Do it.
Yeah, why not?
We're gonna invade.
Invade the room.
We're invading the room.
How deep into the bottle and the muffin is she?
If the muffin has arrived,
It's not...
I don't know if
So-
she's in.
So it's not just a singular muffin, it is 3 individual muffins because they didn't know what flavor you wanted. There is a blueberry, there is a simple bran muffin, and there's a cinnamon muffin.
Joe will be eating the blueberry muffin. Surprisingly ladylike about it, too, as she's chugging vodka from an open bottle.
Okay, so I think as you guys break in, you see the last thing you would ever expect, and it's Jocasta eating a muffin with a knife and fork.
Yeah.
Dabbing the corners of her mouth with a hanky.
Somehow, Belgar, that disturbs you more than what you expected to see when you came in here.
She sees you guys and she just sighs deeply and she goes, "Bran muffin, anyone?"
Actually, yeah, that sounds like something Belgar would like.
Old man, take the old man muffin.
Hey. You'll get there eventually.
Takes it, just opens up his trash can lid of a weird dragon jaw and just like you see dogs when they eat a treat.
I'm gonna take the cinnamon one and just do like a twist in half thing and hand the one half over to Entropia.
Ooh, okay, wait. Do you offer her the top? Do you offer her the top or the bottom?
No, I twisted.
Oh, I thought you meant you grabbed the top and the bottom.
No, I'm not doing the smart way of doing it. I'm doing it the messy way.
Crumbs everywhere.
That's okay.
Yeah, Joe comes and just goes, "Are you?" And then prestidigitate.
So, actually, Jocasta, as you see the crumbs hit the ground, you actually see them slowly getting prestidigitated themselves.
That's creepy.
I was gonna say, if they weren't gonna disappear right away, Entropia would have just had Mori eat the crumbs.
Oh, and I could have rolled Herbert through them like those slime things you can get to clean out the cup holders in your car.
So funny enough, as you do that, Herbert slides out of his pocket and onto the ground.
Does he start eating the crumbs?
He tries to.
I'll give him the half of the muffin.
There's just a muffin half floating in his body.
Nassim, you have another introspective moment where you wonder where the food goes.
Herbert, I've never thought to ask, do you need to eat to live?
No.
I didn't think so. Do you like to eat?
Yeah.
Where does the food go?
I don't know.
Hopefully Don't worry, Herbert. Tomorrow we'll go shopping for a basket for you because I keep forgetting to do that.
As you do so, who had Node? Or who had the orb?
Jen.
Yeah, I have him.
Where were you keeping him again? Just so I'm not.
I just put him in like a sack, like a bag I have on my side.
As you just see there, you hear this slight whoop 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 as the orb slowly floats out of the orb, shaking off the covering that was on it. You see the eyes open up. Floats over and starts looking at each of you. As it does so, it does a somewhat reminiscent, like, you see a light come out and it kind of scans you over.
I love that it sounds like Wally.
Language active. Can you understand me now?
Are we supposed to?
Maybe. Hang on. Is this more acceptable?
What are you?
I am the nodal orbiting denotated endeavor.
Node.
This is an acceptable moniker. Are you to be my new master?
So, as it's floating there, I'm just gonna put my finger on it and start spinning it gently, like a basketball. So who wants it?
Please cease. Gratitude.
I mean, you're the one who purchased it, right?
Yeah, I just thought it was cool, and I didn't want the gnome to have it because the gnome seemed really interested in having it.
I mean, I already have a familiar, but if he needs a place to go, I'm sure I can find a pocket.
Node,
Yes,
do you know your origin?
this one does not have a completed memory.
So sad.
This one
What?
is meant to serve. All it can remember is the information that it has been given. Not of its own creation, but of the creation of other things. Of aspects of the mind. Information on history, magic, construction, and other matters of general trivia. I was a archive of some kind. This is all this one knows.
And Tropia just kind of like looks over to Jocasta as the minute that Node mentions that they're an archive. Kind
Yes.
of looks at her. Are you sure you wouldn't be interested in Node?
I point at Herbert.
I
I'm
am.
not gonna replace him.
I could always use a friend. I am very useful in the matters of more empirical knowledge.
I
I
mean,
don't believe you would be replacing him.
Long story short, Jack, all of those times you asked me for advantage on like weird things like Arcana checks or history checks, this is the thing that's going to help you.
yeah, but is it a familiar or just something I would have to attune to?
This would be something you would have to attune to.
Oh, then that's fine. Yeah. I just didn't want to replace Herbert. I just found him and he's already sad.
You basically got a cheat for having a second familiar.
Yeah. Called a robot.
But also, out of everyone here, you're the most fitting to have this little robot.
Yeah, I would break him. I would break him. I don't want to break him.
Alright, well... This thing weighs what, 5 pounds you said?
Yes.
That's a little much to put in a pocket, so I will definitely need to get a basket for at least one of them. But...
Get floats.
I can self-propel myself.
Right, but that's not always going to work. So it's fine. We'll figure it out. Herbert, this is your brother. Meet Node. Node, this is your brother Herbert. You must get along.
He is
Please.
hideous.
Goodness.
I love Node already.
Oh, this version of me didn't raise children. I'm not prepared for this.
I think you just drank more vodka.
Yep, she does like... She goes like, I'm gonna have a shot and chugs like the remaining half of the bottle.
2 shots of vodka.
Has our tea arrived?
Yeah. Though it arrives to each of your rooms, not to here.
That's fine.
Ah, fair.
We can, if anything, it's like we can real quick. It's like we change into our pajamas,
Yeah,
and
we're
then
gonna go.
grab our tea, and then go back to Bother and Jocasta.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Well, who wants to risk their lives and help me with my lawyer work? Who wants to be my paralegal?
I'll help.
I
That's
mean, I feel as if there may or may not be some sort of obligation for Belgar and I, considering, you know, we got you.
You're the two that got in trouble.
Got in trouble
And
with some
out of
kind of-
trouble at the market, Nassim. We're all even.
I'm still not letting it go.
That's fair.
Nor would I expect you to.
Nope, I'm petty.
It will be a cold day in hell when she does that.
Ha.
But
It'll be a windy day in hell.
Oh, it probably already is.
so this paralegal work, what is it that you need?
I don't actually know. Let me think about it and get back to you. I am still hesitant to involve you guys in this because you're squishy little mortals.
Belgar, you take offense. Belgar, you take offense to this.
A little bit, yeah.
Is it the squishy part or the little part?
The squishy part.
Okay.
Considering what happened last time.
The curious question, Jocasta. Because I know you've mentioned it multiple times that this is a version of you. What would happen to you if, say, this copy would get squished?
The whole will be fine.
Okay.
This copy would be squished.
Alright.
And could not come back. But eventually another version might be able to break through the time barrier, potentially. But I don't remember how I did it this time, so
Right.
it would take a while. Anyways, here's a thought. To keep you guys from getting too involved, but what could be really helpful is, could you investigate Hawes' business dealings? See, within the past, hold on, 30 years, jeez, approximately how has his business prospered? How much more profit has he made? Has it been like a steady increase? Just, help me with the footwork amongst the plebeians. If that makes sense.
It does. I imagine the original copies of said information would be in his office.
Yeah, if you want to go that route, that seems like a good Entropia route to take. Just keep an eye out for anything weird in there.
My question is, since I believe, well, actually, all of you might have been in that office. How is his office set up? Is it easy to break in, or is it a bit more complicated?
Roll me an Arcana check, Joe.
Yeah. Can he help?
I can help.
Excellent. I lost my track. Here it is.
So can we assume that she's attuned to him in the time it took us to all change into jammies?
I'll allow it.
Oh, right. So if he's helping, I'm rolling with advantage. I forgot.
Yes.
Oh, that's so much better. Arcana is going to be at 28 total.
So, you already know that this place is weird, so you wouldn't be surprised if that office itself isn't necessarily here. It may be a demiplane that's connected to this building through that door. So, funny enough, getting the key might be the only way to necessarily get into the office.
Entropia, task. Can you pick Hawes' pockets?
I can certainly try. I believe I have. I don't know if I've. Have I met him yet? I can't remember if I have.
Yes, you all have.
Okay.
Yeah, but you haven't. You're the only one I think who hasn't been to the office.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, if I happen to see him again, or if perhaps, I end up in his office for whatever reason, I could certainly work on that.
Yeah. Steal some paperwork. But subtly.
Oh, I can definitely do that. Though, as another possible option, in case I can't do that as easily, does anyone even know if there's some sort of, I don't know, office of some sorts for officials in the city, or is this entirely a tourist town?
Would I know that, Josh, since I've been
Roll
here before?
roll me a history check.
All right.
I need a city hall of some kind. As another option, anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could, maybe if you wanna break into the office, even Nassim and Belgar could go to City Hall and try and get some, records.
Well, that was a 19.
That would be the Hall of the Dira, or how's it called? The Majlis. The Hall of the Dira is more like the administrative building, so judicial, all legal proceedings would kind of go through there. They most likely have a record of everything. The Majlis is more of a bureau for the heads of the city, so the the specific district magistrate would be there and would most likely have records of their own.
Okay. I found where the Majlis is. Where's the other building?
Just across the river.
Across the stream. It's up a little. It's a diagonal to the right from the Majlis.
Literally spelled like deer.
Right here.
Okay, there it is. Sorry. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. No worries.
Okay. So we'd probably find stuff in the Hall of the Vera.
Yes.
Okay. We could try going in there, though, given what just happened, we're all gonna now have to actively downplay our identities.
Okay, so maybe only one of you goes and you wear the hat.
Yeah. I would definitely need a hat if I'm going out because I'm a bit nervous.
You're a little big and a little shiny.
I'm also a dragonborn, so not too many of them around in the city. Or town, rather.
Yeah, but what would you disguise yourself as?
Bugger just shrugs
No, you know what? I'm gonna answer this right now. She's gonna just fly up and plop the hat on your head.
Kind of sits awkwardly, but eventually kind of finds its place on his this flat area above where his eyes are.
I mean, I guess that works.
So basically, you can change your appearance however you want. Height-wise, you can only be either a foot taller or a foot shorter.
Well, I guess I have to go for shorter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how tall is Belgar? Belgar's what, 7 foot?
Something like that, yeah.
It's 7'6", 7'4".
And since it's an illusion, if you make yourself a smaller person, you're still gonna take up the same amount of space.
Yeah, no, he's just 7.
Ah.
Okay.
Not really tall.
So,
You can just be a 6 foot human. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
6 foot bulk human.
Hey, fat 6 foot human.
Fat.
I don't
Just
know.
muscle bulk. What are you talking about?
Anyway.
Well, it's just it has to be something that could potentially fill up the space that his actual body does, because otherwise it's gonna do weird illusion stuff.
Hey, I'm wearing armor.
So yeah, what disguise do you choose, Belgar?
Just a really 6 foot human. Probably the same armor.
What if he's no, hold on. What if you look like one of the guards?
I mean,
If you look like one of the guards and Nassim can go with you, you're just a guard. You could be escorting her to the place for whatever reason.
Well, hopefully we don't have any questions.
If we want to take this a step further, we could pretend that you've arrested me so we could actually get deep into the building.
I mean, if it's a city hall of sorts, they're not going to just be there to lock you up. It's
Yeah,
a place of records, isn't it?
Yeah, Nassim, you would know that that's specifically at the Black Dolphin Guardhouse. That's where...
Which is also conveniently across the way.
I mean, yeah, major managerial buildings are usually at the town center.
There.
Hold on. Let me just answer this question myself. So, at this point, Belgar is going to put on the hat and go to City Hall. That is all we've decided on. Nobody think about any further courses of action. I'm going to take 10 minutes and cast Augury as a ritual.
Okay. See how well this could go.
I will just say, as Belgar takes on the form of the human guard, he has literally the most generic-looking human face ever.
That's good.
He's human number 4.
Basically.
Yes.
Is it basically what Belgar imagines as a human?
Yes, so...
generic man.
So, imagine if a mannequin was, slightly... If you just made a mannequin into a person.
Amazing. It's so weird hearing your voice come out of that face.
I wouldn't know.
Also, his eyes are slightly weird, since technically Dragonborns have, kind of slightly side placement, forward-facing eyes. His eyes are kind of doing a weird thing, when he looks to the left, his one eye is slightly, askew.
Nassim, I can make you invisible. I can make you invisible to go in with Belgar. I have invisibility. I forgot I learned it from Kriv.
Nice.
I just have to do it in the morning, which you're not going to go there before the morning anyway. So I'll add that into my augury calculations.
Sending invisible me in disguised Belgar into a public records building.
I feel like invisible you makes this go down because no offense, but you're very impulsive, Nassim, and I feel like you're going to act out and lose the invisibility. But best of luck.
I make no promises. Because I can't, because it's the future.
So you pull up the ivory tiles, you cast the spell, they begin to glow.
Yes, I am using my Sylvan runestones, not the mystery ones.
Cast them down. They all do the kind of spinning thing before they land in a circle, showing the symbol for woe.
Okay, this is not going to go well, guys. We have to reformulate.
How about I don't go?
Yeah, I was going to say, let me take Nassim out of the equation and spend another 10 minutes and recast them.
Cast them again.
Yeah, Joe makes the same noise I do rolling dice when she casts her stones.
Wheel and woe.
Okay, it's getting better. Sorry to see.
Either way. What about for Entropia trying to get access to Paula's office?
We need a more specific plan. Currently our plan is just... Well, I guess our plan is just I will call him, and while I'm talking to him, you pickpocket him for the key, and then I'll distract him. Does that sound like a good plan?
That could work.
Alright. So I will cast my stones again.
Wheel.
Another Excellent! High fives, Entropia. Yes, I high five.
This seems just going to just kick the air. Pouty face. What if I go in with the disguise?
This is a great question. Let's find out.
It almost says double woe, but that's physically impossible, so it just says woe.
I think the universe knows you're too prone to chaos there, Nazim.
Nah.
What if I send... I'm already attuned to it. What if I send Herbert with Belgar to help him out? And to see through his eyes?
I think I'd scare the officials away.
That's what we get in the basket.
You see woe come up.
Alright, so Belgar, you're on your own. Here, I give up.
Because it's a 50-50 if it's just Belgar.
You'll have to tell me what to get, but let's see what I can do.
Get as many records as you can find, any public records you can find referring to Hawes' business dealings. Because one thing I want to make sure is that what's in public record lines up with what's in his records. And also I just want to know as much as possible about what he's been doing in this time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So like...
when he acquired it, how long he's owned it, any significant transactions or business deals.
Right, like do we know if he owns the Perfect Pearl?
You don't know that for certain.
Can I pop my head out in the hallway and see if there's a person? Like a working person?
I mean, you see servants that are around. You see the maitre d' downstairs.
Excellent. I will go up to him. Hey, you with the hat.
He looks down with you in your bedclothes.
It's fine. She's a very tasteful moo-moo.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, yeah. Out of curiosity, who owns this place? Legally.
The master owns this place.
Haw. George Haw?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. That's all. And she goes back upstairs. Okay, so Belgar. Start with the Perfect Pearl. Get everything you can find on this place. And then, theoretically, anything he owns should be filed. If they have a sensible organizational system, and if not, that's on them.
What did you say his name was? The guy who owns this place?
George.
George?
Yes. At least that's his public alias.
Okay.
I'm now currently trying to find an unhinged moo for Joe.
You could give Belgar his full name. You read it on the contract.
No, I didn't.
It's on the contract. It's in the infernal contract section.
Oh, George Atherby Haw.
Oh my goodness. How do I spell that?
I'll message it to you.
Alright.
She'll write it down for you, but I will message it to you.
Yeah.
Just for reference.
I'm gonna say, when you're telling Belgar all these things, you can see him taking notes.
Yeah.
Like physical notes.
Excellent.
Yep,
my
this.
Again.
I see you enjoying the music.
Any chance that giving Belgar his name and like a direction to go with looking into the records of the Perfect Pearl, can I augur one more time just to see if that affects anything for him?
Wheel.
Yeah! Excellent. I believe in you, Belgar. Let's go to bed.
Alright.
I found your moo. It is in our Facebook chat.
Is that dinosaurs? No, it's cats. I would.
But anyway, So I'll just assume that everyone goes off for a long rest.
Yep, unless the others have something to do.
Now I'll figure out what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Cause chaos. I'm essentially left unsupervised.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
By ensuring your success, you have doomed me to being a shit somewhere else.
I mean, I have a favor I can ask of Nassim, but it's just getting a basket for Herbert and Node.
I'll somehow figure out a way to fuck that up.
Do it, I guess.
But, aside from that, long rest.
Alright. So, all of you go off to your respective rooms, get ready for bed, set your stuffs down, brush respective teeth in the way, polish respective horns for those who have those, put up hair so it's not constantly blowing in your face as you're trying to sleep, finishing off a bottle of vodka. Another bottle of vodka is different from the first one. And laying in a lonely bed meant for two, but just one. As sleep slowly takes you. Cold. Pale white cold as far as you can see. Belgar, you feel your claws sinking into about a foot deep worth of snow as you're traveling across this barren white hell. The ruins and vestiges of the draconian landscape lay frozen in a literal memento mori. But as you begin to walk, you see things slowly beginning to melt and take shape. You see your life beginning to play out. A third-person perspective of your life. You see yourself training in the yard. You see you standing on the hill looking for over where your wife is. You see your ass getting chewed out by the captain of your order. You see yourself enjoying a nice plate of freshly seared grak meat. A taste that you have long since forgotten. You see the birth of your first child. You see the snow's first fall. But then it changes. You see yourself standing upon the deck of a ship. You and your order fighting. You look to your left and you see a familiar face. A tall crimson dragonborn cuts down this member of your order before you, a blood spray shooting up into the air, them dropping the banner that they're holding, and you hear someone crying out in the distance, "Belgar! Belgar!" That slowly fades out. As you see behind Archon, there is a shape, a large draconic shape that is silhouetted by the sun behind it that slowly grows in size before you wake up.
Ugh. Why is it always before we have to do something important that weird dreams happen?
But I will say you are the first to awaken due to that.
Fair enough.
So, Belgar, what do you do?
Well, courtesy to Belgar, I never got any directions to where that town hall would be. Though, he's definitely going to ask the people downstairs after he gets a breakfast. Like the servants
They tell you that the hall is just towards town center. Just follow where the gate of the sun where the arch of the sun is. It'll be the building that's on the right-hand side of the river.
And on the map it's called Hall of the Deer, right?
Yes.
Okay. Belgar will take some more physical notes to that. Just be like, yes, that way. And he'll make sure he's got his armor on and get whatever breakfast. Actually, he'll ask the servers or servants, whatever you want to call them, if they had any of that meat from the dream.
They kind of look at each other. Does it go by a different name, sir?
That's a good question. Would Belgar know if it went by like a common name instead of that?
Roll me a nature check.
A nature check. Oh boy. Good rolls. 15.
Grok is a draconic word that is in the common tongue it would be the term drake. Mm-hmm. In Draconia, drakes were kind of like a mix between a cow and like a pig, I guess would be the most equal in like cultural significance. They were both food, but they were also like
bird animals.
They were not necessarily bird animals. That was more like wyverns and such. Well, traveling, but they were more like guard dogs. Like you would have like a guard drake or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, he'll tell him Drake, I think it would be.
Oh, we would have to see if we can get some, sir. We haven't... It's not the most common request, but we will see what we can do.
That's fair. If you do find it, let me know. If not, I guess also let me know. In the meantime, I'll have... list something else off that's more common.
Sausage, bacon, eggs.
Yeah. More common, indeed.
So, as you're enjoying the meal, you see the rest of the crew just kind of sleepily coming down from their own rests and sitting down at the table next to you.
Well, good morning, sleepyheads.
Good morning. Just sleep up.
Just up well enough. I don't dream of home, but besides that, it's fine.
Just shimmies up to the bar and be like, coffee.
They prepare a pot of it.
I drink the pot.
Like straight from the thing?
I will put my preferred creamers and sugars in it, and then I will just drink it from the pot.
Are you sure you want to do this?
It's gonna be hot.
If I'm putting, like, cream and stuff in it, it's going to cool down.
Yeah, but... relatively.
with the monk ability that allows me to do elemental stuff, free frost hands, make it iced coffee.
Or at least cool it down enough that she can drink it.
I'll allow it then. So then you just... as steam just shoots out of the top of this thing, and you just...
Yep, she's just drinking it straight out of the thing, like a degenerate.
As she's doing that, can Joe walk up to the bar and go, "May I please have some coffee, but instead of water, can you please brew it with rum?"
We will see what we can do, ma'am. As they look at each other and they start like pouring their bottles.
Nassim's gonna scooch away from you because how dare you?
Bringing Kahlua into Exandria.
Exactly.
What makes the rum in afterwards?
I'll do that too. Don't worry. I'm sure they've got some Baileys here to add to it.
What's Bailey's?
Don't worry about it. It's big in the future.
But
Who's Bailey's? Why's Bailey's?
no, here's the question: when's Bailey's? So
I need normal tea. Like a normal person.
So as you go over breakfast, was there anything else you wanted to do before each of you goes off to your respective mission?
Is there anything I'm supposed to do today, or am I just gonna here and drink
You
coffee?
were just supposed to get a basket for Herbert and Node.
Realistically, Joe's just like talking at you, not really paying attention to if you're listening or not. Realistically, only Herbert needs to fit. Node can go in the bag that I have Herbert in, because he's not made of flesh and he won't make the leather slimy. Here, and she gives you 5 gold. That should be plenty. I don't care if you spend the rest on coffee or drugs. No, never mind. Don't spend it on drugs. But whatever else you want.
Inquiry, Master.
Yes.
What is this drugs?
You're too young for that.
This one has to know for the matters of research.
illicit mind-altering substances.
Do you
Yes.
have a list of these drugs?
I can tell you the ones I've done.
Please do.
We'll
Any
talk about
others side effects, appearance, taste, and effects would be appreciated.
Hey, for the record, I love this guy.
But anyway, so who shall we follow first on their daily quest?
Belgar.
Sure. We can do mine first.
All right.
Become human number 4.
Yeah. I'll put on the start the door.
Detroit become human number 4.
Yes.
So, that is way too loud. So, Belgar, as you step out onto the stoneway, slowly adjusting to like the human aspect, you just kind of like look around before you like you adjust everything so that the way you're carrying it kind of follows how your disguise is going. Slowly go down the street. You see, like, the first interesting thing that happens is that no one like gives you like a second glance as you go by.
Belgar finds this extremely weird.
You take a moment as you pass the fountain and you look down at your own reflection for a while.
doesn't look right at all. I don't even know how I would change this. Oh well.
Kind of past the water as you go by. As you go up the street, you hear like all sorts of people slowly making about their day, kind of just going about, and you hear like the calls for fresh fish, spices of all kind. Which way do you go up to get to the town center?
Judging by the map, I have to go up these stairs to my left.
Yeah, that is one way you can.
Or I could go down the street more and up the stairs that are there.
It is your choice. It is your choice.
Does the place ahead of me, like, hold on, where is it? This thing. Does this look like a compound?
It's
like
it's like a raised, like this section of the city is higher than this one, so this looks like a middle step where it's like the stairs go up and there's this like little like kind of like.
Oh, so it's like something built to the side of a hill or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Belgar wouldn't have gone in there if it was like somebody's. Like,
no. It's
But if it's just a public place, he's gonna go
yeah.
through there.
So as you go up, you see what appears to be this large kind of decorative building covered in statues that you're going by. You pass up the main street. You go past the bridge. You look up the town way, and you see the large archway of the sun, and you see the large buildings that flank either side of the main river that runs down.
Alrighty. Oh, we're getting close. I guess I'll continue going in this direction so that you can get around. Because I don't think there's a street running parallel with the river, is there? Or is that just like the wall of the river?
So it's like it like drops down to like a little like, I don't know what you call it, like a. I'm trying to think what it's called. But like
a viaduct?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure there's probably nobody walking down there, right, though, because it's a viaduct.
No, of course.
Yeah,
so the water. So you
viaduct.
see the water actually running down here, and it kind of collects in this large, water channel here, and then is channeled out further throughout the city. Like this place looks like the central point where people are collecting water and like basically using water to prepare themselves, wash, do all sorts of such.
Gotcha. Makes sense. But yeah, he'll continue on this direction.
As you walk up, you hear quick footsteps coming by as you see people kind of like looking ahead and kind of stepping aside as you hear "Stop, thief!" As you see a guy crossing the corner, holding a bag under his arm and running past you, and trying to run down the street here. What do you do?
Can I trip him?
Roll me a What kind of check would that be?
Would that be like athletics or acrobatics?
I'd say that would be either.
Or
That'd be like a grapple
dexterity?
check. I'd say that's like a grapple check, like a modified grapple check.
So like a strength, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say. Let's see. $13.
So as the guy's like looking by, he looks up and kind of flips over your leg. He lands as the bag falls, and you see what appears to be a. What was it? It appears to be a mask of some kind slowly comes out of the bag.
Is that the only thing in the bag?
Apparently. You see the guards rounding the corner coming towards him.
I'm just gonna pick it up and give it to them.
You hand him the mask?
Yeah. You're like, I think this was yours. Kind of like looks back at the guy on the ground.
He looks up at you confused as the guards come up. It's like, stop! Thief! He looks at you and nods. Thanks, as he runs off. The guards come up behind you and they continue to chase as they look at you like, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. He's your thing to chase.
You're currently...
Did he give the mask to a guard? Isn't that what you said?
Oh, I thought you... Oh, to a guard. I thought you handed
no,
it to...
he didn't hand it back to the guy who took it.
No.
Oh! My
My
apologies. So no, so instead of that, they will thank you. It's like, thank you so much. As they pick up the thief, it's like, let's go, and they drag him off.
Alright. Okay. He just continues on.
Alright. I will say at this point you eventually reach the Hall of the Dira, which is this kind of large sandstone building. There's a courtyard in the center that's kind of like tented off, so it's pretty cool as you walk in there. You're just kind of like looking around. It's primarily like several different buildings that are kind of stationed around a courtyard. We're not quite sure where to precisely go, but according to Jocasta, if you followed this path, you would succeed, so you guess you just follow your gut?
Do any of the buildings have like signs on them that say what building is which for what purpose?
You look around, you don't see any signs that denote like you see the Mashrik building, you see the Amerdine building, like their names, and they're apparently named after people who were most likely like either donated to their building or prominent people from this town. So it's less helpful.
Yeah. Bogo could be like, he'll basically just say what you said. Oh, that's not very helpful. And just walk inside the nearest one to see if there's any like official behind a desk or something he can ask like the different buildings, like what they are, so he can find what he's looking for.
Alright. So, as you head into the hall, you go into this main building and you see what appears to be a relatively, like, simple structure. You see what appear to be small desks that are lined up where you see scribes and, or what you assume are scribes, slowly working away at pieces of parchment, writing things down. You see people taking scrolls of parchment and kind of going to and fro.
Does this look like it's just a really quiet library, basically?
Oh, I mean, it's not really a library. You don't see necessarily where they're storing things. You see a lot of people like writing stuff and like checking notes and such.
So it's probably not the building I want, considering it looks like the people just notating.
Yeah, and as you do so, you actually see like one of the scribes like looks up and he kind of looks at you.
Yeah, but Belgo will notice him, seeing him, and walk over and be like, question for you, sir.
Yes?
Do you have any, or what, do you have any? Which of the buildings here for the town center is for record keeping?
That'd be the Amerdine building across the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
Of
I
course.
couldn't tell which building was what.
Yeah, understandable. Are you, new? You don't look like one of the normal ones that they send here.
Yeah, I'm new. I'm looking into some business for my master, just to see if we can find any public records for something.
Well, who's your master? I'm sure I could give you the I can give you the notation card if you need so. And he pulls out this small little box and he opens it up and he starts flipping through.
What was the guy's name that we were with in the temple?
Jaren Cleef.
Yeah. I will say Jaren Cleef.
You see him pause, and he looks up at you. He closes the box. Get out.
Thank you for your assistance, and he'll get out.
Alright. So, you know the building. You don't know exactly where you need to go.
Becker's like, maybe I shouldn't use that name. And he just goes to the next building over. Yeah.
Alright, so you eventually go in, and you see what appears, like, you go in through the main door, and you see what appears to be some sort of waiting room where people are waiting, and you see this, older-looking woman with a head wrapping, kind of like... Next up, number 462, as you see her flip a little card, as you see some person come up with a, with like a written request as they begin talking with her, and you see a line of about 50 people.
I've got time. Becker just stands there and waits. We don't have to roleplay that, though.
Belgar, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Let's see. It's a 12.
Belgar, you've been a fan of bureaucracy a long part of your life, but this is ridiculous.
Dang,
Minutes
Draconia was bad.
turn to hours as you're just waiting in this line. Number 492. Number 495. As you're just slowly going up, just slowly going mad. You pull at the sides of your face, which does weird things, but then you stop yourself. It's like, no, that probably won't look interesting.
Sure.
But you know for a fact that your head flaps are just fully up out of sheer frustration of this situation.
To busy himself, he basically pulls out that notes, the paper he was using for notes, and just starts doodling on it.
What do you draw?
He's gonna be drawing some of the animals from back where he used to live.
So all sorts of strange, lizardy things. They're it's not necessarily a bird, but you had this kind of the dinosaur, the mix between what a bird and a dinosaur was.
Yeah.
You had things like that, and they were all sorts of brilliant colors. They had the little back feet wings and the front wings as they flew. They look glorious.
Indeed. Them and the drakes.
You see,
And the rivers.
there are hydras, but no one liked those.
Yeah, fair.
The large crocolisks or river drakes, or people just call them crocodiles here. Though, from what you've seen, none of them ever reached the draconian sizes.
Oh yeah, probably not. It's far more tropical there.
You see, there was it's not just reptilian life. There were some mammalian life. There was some species of megafauna that were kept around primarily for ceremonial purposes. There were these large
I was gonna say, do we have giant sloths?
yes, actually, and glyptodons and such like that.
Glorious.
Oh, the last feast where you had glyptodon.
It was a long time ago. And I'm gonna draw them.
Number 502, you finally say as you reach the front of the line.
Huh. Well, hello there.
Yes, what's your business?
Here to look at some public records for a friend.
And yes, and who is that?
My friend is Zarkax.
Zarkax. She begins looking at a list. I do not see that on the public audit. Who exactly are you looking for?
Who? As in, like, record-wise?
Yes.
What do you guys think? Should I tell her what I'm actually looking for?
You can just start with I'm looking for stuff on the Perfect Pearl. You don't have to give a specific person just
True.
yet.
Just looking into things with the Perfect Pearl.
She gives you a look with pursed lips. Your funeral, she says as she begins to flip through a small book and pulls out a card. Shelf 9, subsection 3, row
thank you.
A. So you're going to need the ladder.
Gotcha. He'll write down the different sections and whatever.
Belgar, you can probably see now where where Nassim would have failed in this whole endeavor.
The waiting part?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. Alright. He'll thank the woman and then head off into the building to find the place you mentioned.
Alright. As you slowly kind of make your way, you see, like, halls of scrolls that are set up, and you begin to just slowly go through. You just hear the clink, clink, clink of your armor as you're just going down. It begins echoing off of the chamber. It just feels like you're not alone here.
Being watched. Why aren't we ever being watched?
You eventually find your way to the shelf, and of course, ooh, sorry.
No worries.
You eventually look up, and about like maybe 14 feet up, you see section A.
Oh, she wasn't kidding. Do I remember where there was a ladder on the way over here?
You don't remember? Roll me an investigation check.
Okay. That's a 19.
You do eventually find one. It looks like it was the next row over, but you managed to, like, roll it over. You set it up. You slowly step on the first rung. Oh, no, wait. You step on the first rung and poof, it just breaks. You more carefully step on the second rung, more towards the far end where it's more secure, and it creaks under your weight, but seems to hold.
Or just cringes the whole way up the ladder.
As you're just climbing up the ladder, just like going back and forth like stupid human construction, not willing to stand up to draconian standards.
Yeah, basically. How can they do this to me?
You eventually get up to the top and you just grab onto the edge of the shelf. As you just hear the whole ladder just creaking.
So I'll definitely grab out I'm guessing it's a box? Or just some, like, books or something?
It is, specifically labeled by, you see the number, well, not the numbers, you see the letters, G-A-H.
And that goes with what she told me,
Yeah.
from what I can tell. Alright. Yeah, I'll take that down with him.
You accidentally step too hard on one rung and just take out the whole, like, lower half of the ladder before coming down hard on your butt. Oh!
Man. It's gonna be a lot of mending.
But you appear to have the box.
Did I see any tables on the way over to this location, or just sitting around?
There's one in the entrance of the main, like there's like the hallway where this is at. If you go all the way back out in like the opening of the main room, there is a like table in front of the door that leads into this place.
Okay, he'll take it over to there, and he'll pull out his own paper. Just look through the notes and like copy things that seem pertinent.
Roll
once he
me.
gets into it.
Roll me an investigation check to see what you find that is pertinent and how much you copy.
Kadoki. That's a 13.
You copy down like a fair number of notes before you hear the distance. What happened to this ladder? And you think to yourself, oh, time to go, as you put the lid on the box.
Yep.
Now, here's the question. Do you go with what you had, or do you take the box?
Oh, but Belgar's not going to take the box.
Yes.
He's just not the sort.
All right.
Like some of the rest of the crew.
So Belgar, you leave unaccosted because you followed the rules.
Belgar's a good boy, okay? He does not want to cause trouble if he can help it.
All right. In the meantime, let's go to people who don't follow the rules. Entropia, Jocasta. Time for y'all to get a key.
Excellent. We're such a good team, Entropia. I believe in us, and I would like to high five Entropia again.
She already has her hand ready because she sees how excited you are.
So funny enough, as you just say that, you just see one of your tiles that like fell in the bag just land on Woe.
That makes me vaguely uncomfortable. Let's move on.
Patience, darling.
Patience is not one of my virtues.
Well,
Despite the fact that I have many virtues, as I'm sure you'll agree.
What virtues are these, Master?
Oh boy. I'm very intelligent, and I'm very kind. What is that face for, Entropia? Why would you insinuate that I'm not a kind individual? I almost said human being, and that's wrong.
What makes you think I'm insinuating anything?
Alright.
Guys.
Herbert?
He's over there. As you left Herbert, like, looking out of your bag, he was on lookout for George. You see him going out of his office, pulling out his platinum key, locking the door, and putting it into his pocket. As you see him begin to go down, he's talking to, like, servants as he's going.
Can I, like, hurry up behind him and just be like, Mr. Haw?
You see him pause. The servants on either side of him pause as well as he turns around. Ah, yes. Electra.
Correct. Would this be a good time to talk about our business? And even if it's not, can you come with me anyways to talk about some business?
Roll me a persuasion with advantage.
This is a great time for me. I don't care if it's not good for you.
Do you have any good portents?
I do not. Well, is he rolling anything?
Well, it's a threshold that you have to beat for this.
Yeah, because I have low portents. I could make him fail, but... Oh, I got a natural 20, though.
Oh, shit. You see, so with that natural 20, he actually raises his brow, and he actually shoos away the servants on either side, one of them being the maitre d', who kind of gives you this look as he walks away.
Sorry, I just need... It's important. Don't worry about it if you want to keep your job. And I will hook my arm through Hawes and, like, steer him so that he doesn't see wherever I assume Entropia is hiding somewhere.
Oh, no. Sorry. We might not have a recording this week because...
Oh, did you forget to record?
No. It stopped all of a sudden and said, like, there was an error.
For Twitch?
For the Stream Labs, yeah.
I mean, you still have it on my side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. But
We're streaming in multiple places.
if you could get that to me, oh no. Oh, I gotta look at that later. Anyway, if you could, I don't know, we could figure out a way to get that on the YouTube channel. But anyway, continuing on forward onto Dawn. So Hall eventually, like, he's just like, so where shall we have this conversation?
Why don't we go back to my room? Because that's where I have your document.
Very true.
And I don't want to be checking that all over the place.
He begins to follow you back to your room.
Yep.
As they're starting to head back to their room, I'm going. Because I imagine, were we down, I guess, in, like, the main area?
Yeah, you were down in the dining area.
Okay, where is Mr. What's-his-face? The main, like, servant dude who's the one who did the modifier?
That
like,
is
shoot away.
the maitre d', and what is going on? Anyway.
I'm seeing other things other than Owlbear on your Twitch
Yes,
screen.
that is what I'm trying to deal with, but anyway.
No worries. Yeah. Where is he? Like, is he back to his normal spot and he's just attending people's?
Yes, he's down attending guests.
Alright.
What the hell?
Do you want to, before we go on, do you want to, like, take a 10-minute break to figure out stuff?
Yeah, let's go to break quickly.
No worries.
Okie dokie.
We will be
Alright.
back shortly due to technical difficulties.
Bye!
Oh, look at bye. We'll be back in like 10, 15 minutes probably.
What the heck is going on? I'm checking my... Maybe I'll just try and restart it and see if that helps. Yeah, I'll be right back.